God almighty, that is an ugly image right here. Bloody light is literally right above me. I look like I'm about to be beamed up by Jesus. Oh. Sorry for the delay, folks. I want to enjoy my meal and catch up on YouTube. I can do those things. I have the power. You don't. What power I do have, however, is wrapped up in a neat little package. Or big little package, if you ask all the girls I know. I'm disgusted with that one too. Right, so I'm glad I got that fucking working with OBS. Oh my god, that was fucking bullshit. That was just pure bullshit. I absolutely got pissed off with it. I was about to give up, and then suddenly, boom, it worked. Except no one told me the sound was all over the place, so thanks for that. I've got to fix that up. That's all doable, though. That's all in-game shit. Sound was absolutely atrocious. Oh, ugh. By Friday, this will all be fixed. It's too late tonight, for example, to bring the TV in. See the TV over there? It's too late tonight to bring that in. Gotta bring it in all the way over there, set it up. No, not gonna happen. Friday, though. I'll do that on Friday. So, this is just half an hour worth of filler before I prepare. Unless, of course, someone pops in the fucking chat. I need people to pop in the chat so then I can do shit. Like talk to people. If not, it's just me for half an hour. That's how these will go. If no one wants to pop in for half an hour, no one knows it's coming in for half an hour, which is fair. Then, yeah. I'm just going to share this. I'm not going to share it in many places. Let's see if anyone shows up without me sharing beyond the sharing of my one. I kind of hope it will, but will it? Nah. There's not even any filters. It's just emojis. Let me do it. There we are. Search emoji. Wow. Nothing. Oh, it's struggling. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's struggling. So something shows up in the damn thing. I've got Alan Wake in a. By the looks of it, a little less. Let's start with the obvious one. Guessing activities. It's on my 5th bottle right now. I'm currently drinking Proper Job from Cornwall. I've passed by St. Estelle's. It's nice enough. Most of that part of Cornwall's really pretty. Here we are. Wine, cocktail, tropical drink, beer. Cheers. Do. Sake. There. Those are the things that matter most to me. Except there's tons of food as well, so. Objects. Technically, those things are also objects, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Uh, right. So overall, I think that Road to Eden game, it's pretty damn cool. Sounds all over the place, but what are you gonna do? Also, it had a bit of a technical problem that I wasn't cool with. And again, I had a technical problem with it that I wasn't cool with. Now we're going back to Alan Wake. I forget where we are in Alan Wake. It's been a while. It's been a while. I wish you could turn off some of these lights and turn on others. I just thought of something that could revolutionize the world. If I only had a backing of $1 million. That didn't work out as planned, but it's not finished yet. Behold, lights. Real lights. How do we find them? We go out there, of course. I always love the idea of someone stumbling on this and thinking this is my average show. In a way, it kind of is. I'm not going to go outside. We brought in all the deck chair shit because, quite honestly, they're doing stuff. Oh God, I look like a 2009 edgelord. Let me tell you something about love. Love is dead. We're all going to die. Edgelord, edgelord, edgelord radio. There we are. See? That'll work. That'll work. Isn't that a rip-roaring adventure? I'll be so glad when they're fucking finished. I mean, they're finished for the night. They've been finished for a few hours now, but they'll be back around about 8, 9 in the morning. Suppose the faster they're done. I think they'll do my building tomorrow. Which I hope they do, because if they do that, then boom, I don't need to worry. Plus, they can also fix my window from the outside. That painting back there, 5 million quarter pennies. You do the math. Actually came with the place. So did this thing behind my head here. Weird ass thingamajig. Behold, as low energy videos desperately tries to keep people entertained for another 20 something minutes. Plus, I can do a taste test. What little beer is left? That isn't just a 4-line. Pirates for me. I wish it was Pirates left. Cooler. Fuck. If I recall right, not very nice. This, however, it's alright. I might be a barbarian that opens beer bottles with his teeth, but I'm not a fucking monster who opens beer bottles with his teeth. Yeah. Fantastic. So yeah, this weekend, I suppose I'll try some games I haven't really touched yet. I've been holding off on. I play The Sims. I start to see The Sims more often here. Unmodded, of course. Maybe I'll make a non-porn version of The Sims, full of mods that are just like stuff you have. Um, I need to come up with a couple of new characters. Also, want to do Stardew Valley. I have a really cool idea for a Stardew Valley character. And most of all, see more Age of Empires. That's one of the games that I can play on both this and that. I still, now that that's fixed, I'll try it again on the weekend to see if this works. Who knows? You might actually see me with back in the corner, like the old days, the days before the bad times. Though this is about as good as the quality of the stream as you're going to get. Although I looked at it earlier and it's all right. It ended weird. It kind of just clipped out. I don't know. I normally do these earlier on the balcony, but as it stands, I'm those bastards were just blasting away constantly. At some point when I was streaming, when I was shooting up mutants and dogs and listening to weird Swedish names. Seriously, Sweden, I wouldn't have guessed that. But they've got an industry too. But yeah, the words. The game. The guys stopped. The guys stopped doing their spraying stuff. God, it took me long enough, didn't it? It'll be good to get back out on the camera, though. My next step, I got my first dollars today towards a trip. 140. Ooh. Trust me when I say that. That money's going to go a long way. Got 140, and I've got that 30, nearly $200 right there. That is almost, believe it or not, the entire cost this will cost me in terms of travel. Not in terms of the flights, but in terms of actually traveling. Oh yeah, I meant to do a taste test, not drink the damn things. I'm in that sort of cusp bit of like you're on a motorcycle going trying to get yourself drunk, and you're not sober anymore, but you're not. You're not doing this is not. Yeah, we'll play more Age of Empires probably on Friday. Maybe a bit of The Sims. Sure, some other things. Skyrim, I guess. Can play Skyrim on this, but I should also try one of the other things as well. That's important. I should try one of the other fuck ups, also known as any of the other Bethesda games. Hello? Someone going into our building? It's our building. Ours. We fought for it. No, they'll keep on walking. I see someone's in the chat and give me a thumbs up. Hello, random stranger. I'm killing time before I go and play Alan Wake and laugh at terrible writing. But not terrible writing advice, because he's a very good writer, ironically. Great channel if you ever want to check it out. His voice is very strange. It's very southern, but it's like, gentlemen, soft southern. So it's full of sarcasm. Yeehaw. Well, not yeehaw, but... no, honest, Random Red. Your new name is Random Red. Oh, yeah, hi there, Red. These early ones are more just sort of testing out the laptop, and as you can see, the quality of the camera's shit right now. But in about half an hour, I'm going to play back on the real PC. I'm gonna play some Alan Wake, so that'll be some good fun. How are you keeping anyway? How's the quality on this as well? Like, imagine the camera quality is not bad, but what about the sound quality? Any lag? Oh, so this isn't bad tasting. Tribute. Cornwall's pale ale, which is odd because this is also Cornwall's pale ale. So, and I've got another one in there that's also from Saint Austell. So it is. I know. Would you believe this is the best the laptop's camera can do? But quite honestly, I've got a camera back, so I don't know. Imagine it's 2003. It's an exciting new time. Web cameras everywhere. Some trouble in the Middle East. Uh-oh. And what's that? More credit on my cards. They are. And this laptop is cheap as fuck. So it's no shock that it's going to be bad. But you know what? I've got mobile camera again, and until I get my hands on a proper phone, it'll do. Plus, when I'm traveling across the states next year, this is going to be a lifesaver. So when for example I couldn't play Skyrim, I was like, oh well, shit can happen. Like, I've played Skyrim for how many years now? I think it's time. I think enough is enough. I gotta be a big boy and accept the fact that this is a work laptop. And it works, more or less. I still haven't put it through its paces and streaming at the same time as this. That one is going to be a fucking doozy, let me tell you. Out of all these, I think the Praga is still the nicest. Probably because it's ice cold. Mm. Oh, Wasted Wednesday, how I always love you. You are my funnest part of the week. Except when I've got things to do in my own life, in which case, yay, I get to be wasted twice as much. Anyway, Red, how are you? Any news? How are tricks? I'm gonna actually move the. While you talk, I'm gonna move the light. It's on like a swivel thing. Oh wait, no. Oh, this one. Yes, yes. Yeah. Hey, sweet. What have you done with it so far? Gone any place cool or? This makes me look really seedy now. I'll tell you actually what it looks like. It looks like the Sega CD games that used to be laced as shit. Like what was it? Sewer Rampage and shit like that. Put a white sheet over the lamp to diffuse the light. I don't have a white sheet on me. I think I've got is this. I'm going to be going in a few. I'm going to be going in like 10 minutes anyway. Um, yeah, earlier on today it wasn't too bad compared to this now. This is like fucking ridiculous. And if I put on the lamp, the lights, like the big lights, everything is just completely saturated. This thing is fucking ridiculous. And you know what? Would you believe in my town, you cannot find a web camera to buy? Like whatsoever. I've looked and I've looked. I've gone into all the tech shops, and one guy said, "Wow, we haven't had one of those. We haven't had one of them webcams in years." Really? One of the most stable things in the world, one of the most constant things in the world, seeing a webcam and you don't have it. Fucking ridiculous. I only remember a few things from working in college in photography about lighting. The tinfoil trick, where you have to where you put the slat like the circle of tinfoil or the sheet of tinfoil next to your face to kind of reflect it. Um, I remember the little machine that you used to get exactly down the shadows. You know, you check it and it has a little gauge on it. And Is that really all I remember from 2 years of college? Yeah. I used to be a cameraman. I was always better as a model. I just have to follow directions and just look sad. Brilliant, brilliant. Oh, you don't want me to act? You know? um, I never had to touch audio. I liked film theory, and that wasn't a part of our curriculum, but the guys upstairs had it, so I used to sneak in and sit on the back with a friend of mine. And they knew I wasn't meant to be there, but they let me join in as well. It was great. We ended up watching a good few films from start to finish, and they'd break it down. Community college, man. Anything goes. Hell yeah, man. I work for as cheap as beer. And I'm not even kidding. That's mostly what I've ever been paid in was either beer or weed. I think most I ever got was 50 quid. And that's because I asked for it instead of the booze. And they were literally coming out to buy it. I'm like, wait, I don't have the time to get drunk. I have to go back home. So can I not just have the money? And they're like, no, but it was always your thing. And I'm like, it can be my thing again, but I kind of need the money now more than I need the booze. Little known fact, I did spend that on booze. I just didn't have the time to spend it on the booze right then and there. It was very ad hoc, but I did enjoy my time on it. My class used to use me as the default, apparently because the beard hadn't was this beard was more like it was actually a little bit more like yours, Red. Very, very, very to the skin, very minimalistic, and goatee more or less. But there was a little tuff at the end of it, and they liked the way the color of my hair at the time looked in certain lightings of that, and apparently that was the focus, trying to just alter the lighting on the tip of my beard. And I used to think that was crazy because I was shit at photography. And then I'd look at what people were doing, and sure enough, like Jesus Christ, this would be a tragedy. They would be outraged to see what I've become today. But you know what I say to that? I never really wanted to do photography, but I love the people I hung out with. It has to stay short to work in a lot of school districts here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm pumped for next year. But it is kind of also sad. Oh yeah, as to say, oh right, right, right. Yeah, I was actually thinking like, did I miss out something? Yeah, the beard. Um, that's a shame. What if you were like it was your religion? What if you were Muslim or Sikh or Rastafarian? You know? What if you were Hasidic Jew or Amish? Well, all right, if you were Amish, you wouldn't be driving a bus. A Mennonite, maybe. Mennonites drive cars because Mennonites they don't try hard enough. The Jews all have their own school, yeah, but like drive the bus and everything. Is there a lot of Jews where you live? Like a lot of different ethnic groups? Um, like is it a very diverse place? Because Ireland surprisingly is. I mean, statistically, there's not that many of them, but there's like enough that they stand out. We have a little Chinatown and everything in Dublin. It's like three streets, but it's Chinatown because Dublin's tiny. Chinatown's tiny. Well, that's good. That must mean you get some kick-ass food. That's always the plus, I think, of diversity. First and foremost, it brings everyone together. Just the food. Everyone wants their own slice of home, literally, in the case of the Italians. And they all make that shit happen. And then boom, everyone starts sampling everyone else's flavors. And before long, you know, look at London. London is a great example of that. That's where fusion came from. Like real food fusion started to come out of London. Um, Adding like British food and Indian food and like Australian food. I don't know why Australians love avocados as much as they do, but Irish food, of course, is just it's actually just English food. I'm not going to lie. Cottle, I suppose cottle is the one Irish thing. As you well know, we have a much more liquid viewpoint. I say that while picking up a bottle of fucking Czech beer. Uh, ooh, yeah, I am. Um, Honestly, I would have it as a big reveal at the end. The chat, because it always seems the chat is the driving point. But here's the trick: the chat was the one that sends them on their journey in the first place, and it goes all the way. And at the end of it, the chat is the one that they have to fight at the end. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy X twist, where the devil is the god. Oh, great, gassy. If that's too abstract, um, same, but it's going to be Egghead. Maybe yeah, maybe there's a maybe you create a character that's like even worse than Brett, worse than Tommy Sotomayor, worse than anything really, and at the end of it, it turns out it's kind of like a Wizard of Oz thing, where then it's this big imposing face, and they're just like, wait a minute, I remember this movie. Go around back, and here's Egghead just pointing, and it's sort of like an Egghead. Um, that would be seem like a bit of a rip off. People want the big epic fight at the end of it. Yeah, well, else I don't think Bread holds up the snuff anymore. I like the thing Skeptical Jesus made, but it was made just as the channel was about to massively change. So it was more of a tribute one. I mean, besides that, I really know who the new enemy should be. There's three of them, and they used to work on the show. And I don't think that would be a very good idea to make them the bad guys. Uh, but yeah, that was bad timing. He didn't know. None of us knew. But that was bad timing on his part. He came out just like when Admiral Murphy did the documentary. It came out like a month before the breakup. He had to make it a addendum right at the end of it. Like he didn't fucking expect that shit. I didn't fucking. None of us did. That was crazy. But I think enough has been said about the breakup over the past 48 hours. Um, no, I think if someone were to remake the game, they'd have to take everything in mind. They'd have to take Billy in mind. They'd have to take. So it'd be kind of a. It wouldn't so much be a sort of party-based mechanic game because it'd just be two of them going back and forth. So maybe it'd be like they transform into different people, or it could even be like, say, um, it could even be like, say, what's a duo game that was pretty good? Resident Evil, where you play the game once as Ben and the other as Billy from different standpoints. Uh, I mean, it can still be a role playing game, but it's like Choose your own, like choose your character, male or female. Of course, Billy would be, I suppose, female because of his hair. The storyline came up with is based around the augmented reality DP game. Trolls somehow escape IRL, and then all right, so they have to then go around and kind of um, fight the trolls. I don't think like there isn't a big bad anymore on DP. I noticed that. Um, Brett doesn't hold the title anymore. Tommy Sotomayor kind of won. I don't talk about him anymore. They're not legally allowed to. Well, they are, but it's going to fuck them in the ass. Joe's cringe. That Rhino motherfucker. Like to visit other towns. Other towns should be like other podcasts. You should like pool in other people who know the fandoms. No, it would be because Brett's too obvious. Brett's way too obvious. And what's more, once you do Brett once, all he can do is be like the same level of threat but more beatable, which makes sense. Anything to make Brett look more pathetic is always a good thing in my book. Um, how about the sober nobles? They come in through a different, like a portal to another reality, and they try to whip up the fandom against Billy and Ben. And they're like in the Star Trek one where it's the bad people with all like the beards, like the evil doppelgangers. Well, these are actually the good doppelgangers. They're like the ones who have like jobs and like stable households, and like Billy actually is built like really. He's like a bodybuilder. Ben's music career soared. The sober nobles, yeah, and their podcast is kind of like living up into like a more positive outlook on life. Um, and they have and it might also be like a little joke on the fact that years have passed now from the start of the show, so like times have changed, and the fandom's changing, like growing up, maybe growing out of it. But I don't know. Like, there's a few things you can do. You don't just have to stick with the box of who's going to be a villain because a game says there has to be a villain. There can be a villain, but it doesn't have to be Brett. It doesn't have to be a troll. It doesn't have to be DFF. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the sober nobles. It could be anything. The more creative you get, and the more doable. You don't have to go crazy overboard. You don't have to fight Trump at the end of it in like a mecha VR simulator, but which would be cool. Like if you played Alex Jones Simulator, that would be fucking amazing. Mm. At the end of it, Mecha Hillary comes out. She looks like the alien queen out of Duke Nukem. Um, Kind of reminds me of that video someone made where they spliced over the new Doom game with Alex Jones. That's some good shit. I would like to include all the memes. Well, of course, you want to grind. I mean, the memes are easy writing for starters. You don't have to come up with anything. You just have to decide where to drop them in, what it looks like. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of really cool ways you could go about it. I mean, it could be everything from hell. It doesn't even have to be a role playing game. Like I said, it could be, for example, I'm not a big fan of them, but I know they're very popular. A card based game, um, a sort of Mamorpha. The sky's the limit. Walking simulator. Um, I used to always joke of a mockumentary of like I was going to discover what was left of Ryby's Temple of the Goddess, and it would have like these mockumentary sort of style interviews with people, kind of like the what JonTron did at the start of his Flex Tape video. It never got off the ground, but at one point it was meant to be like at the start of it, I'm just on top of this massive dune, and I look out and I just see like this half covered temple of Ryby's like grinning face covered in sand. I was young when I came to these halls. They have changed much. You know, like the great thing about all the fandoms is that you could easily make shit out of this. I mean, hell, didn't TJ say? I think it was last year or the year before. He's a character on a play, on like an onstage performance. Um, that's pretty a minor one, but he's still there. Like that's pretty cool. Um, I wish, like, I wish they got Space Race off the ground. It was just a meme that was kind of turning into something, but they never really did. Or the movie. And I still think they could pull that shit off. The movie, at least. Billy has connections. That shit could be done. Especially if the fans pulled in. That's free actors right there. But back to your game. Whatever. Are you like serious in making the game, or are you actually planning on? Are you actually planning on? Ooh, battery's running low. I gotta move this now. Are you actually planning on making it, or are you just gonna like mothball an idea? Okay. Ah, ah, where are you, son of a bitch? Come here. Come here. No, 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 no. That's it, isn't it? Oh, bollocks. There it is. Hooray! The idea is strong enough to go for a fan. God, it looks like I'm going to make a really creepy porn that's all going to be in Russian. And the girl looks half passed out on the couch. Oh, I hate the fact I've watched some of them. Beer, come back to me, my children. Yeah, this also looks like something from the blackness behind me is just going to come out and grab me and pull me in. What? A shadow can't be like just strolling along, minding its own business. Suddenly it sees a white person and has to grab it into the void. Fucking typical. Typical discrimination on shadows. Or maybe my roommate Chris will troll me in a second. Dylan. Now I've actually got someone in the chat. I'll go on a bit longer. See, I don't advertise these because I just be constantly uploading them, and there's really nothing to them. They're just kind of jibber jabbers in between the main show. Also, in this case, I want to check out the camera, which is not great, but fuck it. It gets the job done. Hi, and welcome. I know YouTube is not a very big show, but I think I should talk about the new Spyro game. Spyro, I liked in the 90s. My mom bought me one, and I really liked it. like 2000 and was it 2006, 2007, 2006 and 2007 YouTube. Oh wait, it was 2007 YouTube when it came out first, right? Was it later than that? Anyway, it was all shitty cameras back then because we were poor as fuck, and that suited us just fine. We stood there, we gabbed in front of our bedroom wall, or behind our bedroom, no, in front of our bedroom, and then boom, people responded, and that was YouTube. It was a different time. It was a simpler time before the dark times, before Google. Uh, so yeah, when I'm done here, I will go and play Alan Wake. I'm definitely playing that Eden game in the future, though. That is a cool game. I liked it. I got to sort out the sound system, though. Ooh, the sound was atrocious on that. If not many people end up watching that stream, I don't blame them. Not my best idea. I got the technical issues sorted, and that's the important thing. Ugh. Bubbly. I was told in the Tennant's Brewery, um, hi roommate. I was told in the Tennant's Brewery that's up in Scotland that if you drink beer out of the bottle, it's the equivalent of having another pint, or at least half a pint per bottle or can, due to the fact that the gas stays in, which makes sense right now. Ooh, burp, I'm getting a glass. I always feel like I'm losing shit out, but not if you know you're pouring it. Going to grab a glass, cause I'm classy ass. Classy ass, gonna grab a glass. Yeah, so I've got about another. I'll do this for about another 15 minutes, and then I'll get cracking on getting Alan Wake going, and hopefully better quality than the last stream. Though I really enjoy the Alan Wake game. It's not really because the game is good. It's because I like breaking it apart. Ooh, that is a shit show of a game. Well, that was pointless. Alright, so one thing I can do while talking to you motherfuckers, you can't see it, but all day I have not checked the news. Anyone famous die? That's all I look at these days, like the big news corporations. There's a massive explosion somewhere, some political bullshit happened, which I don't care about, or someone famous dies. Slade, but I've heard of it. I don't know it. PM accepts Merkel's blistering. UK could be set for the hottest August bank holiday ever. Yep. Spain issues international alert after huge Listera outbreak. What the fuck is Listera? Putin. Ooh, the Greenland shit. That is hilarious. Trump attacks Danish PM for the nasty rejection. Yeah, well, they don't want you there, buddy. Can you blame them? Jesus. Black pupil humiliated after school colors hair with marker. I'm colorblind, so I can't really see it, but I can see that they've done something. Hmm. All right, let's have a look. Spain issues international alert after country's biggest ever listeria outbreak. A 90-year-old woman has been killed by the infection as the number of those affected has risen to 150. Oh, shit. I always notice in whenever they're talking about like bacteria and shit like that, they always make the bacteria look so ominous. Have you ever seen a bacteria under a microscope? They don't have a color like at all. It's just see through. But in this, I know you can't see it, but it's like purpley blue and kind of almost like radioactive. Uh, they're checking another 523 suspected cases spread of this year's spear in Spain, visited by nearly 80 million tourists a year. So it's really freaking freak out, you know. Um, Listerius, listerosis is usually caught from eating food containing listeria bacteria. Oh, that almost sounds cute. Can you say listeria bacteria? Good. It can be found in many types of food, but it's mainly a problem with unpasteurized milk, soft cheese, chilled, ready-to-eat snacks like prepackaged sandwiches. Oh, great. So things that a lot of people on holiday will eat. Most confirmed case in Spain, Andalusia, where a packaged pork plant linked to the outbreak is situated. Uh, wow. But it's also affecting other parts of the country too. Not saying what it does. Here we are. Diphtheria usually causes mild illness. Well, I don't know what that means, but can be dangerous to pregnant women. 23 of them are among those in hospital. Also more dangerous than those with weakened immune systems. Again, what are the symptoms? All right, well, it's not telling me. Well, I know it's bad and it's actually kind of close to me, so I'm annoyed. Now, here we are. Black pupil in Texas humiliated after school colored hair with marker. Lawsuit says the boy was shamed after being told his common African American fade haircut violated the school dress code. Oh shit. That I can see it up close now. That's can I link it in the chat? Link it in the chat, you can see for yourself. Reset. Paste. Boom. Um Lawyers claim the teachers laughed as they color. The teachers did this? You know, the thing is, you never see this shit in Ireland or the UK or France. The teachers are such dicks in America. Not all of them, of course, not the bulk of them, but anytime you hear a teacher's done something stupid, it's usually in the United States. And it's fucking ridiculous because, you know, we get you're not being paid enough. We get you're being overworked. Don't take it out on the fucking kids, you racist pricks. There we go. There we go. Yeah. A perfect pint. 13-year-old went to Barry Miller Junior High in Texas last April with the M motif in his hair. Allegedly told by three white members of staff that he could either call his mother, receive different reaction, or color his hair with designer permanent marker. Federal civil rights and anti-humanity shameful. People mutter when it first happened, very upset, and find out that after he got off the bus, he got in the car. They, the school, very apologetic, but it still happened. You know, for an adult knowing that's the correct way to handle the situation. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, you know, racism exists in teachers too. Um, Boy's parents said the lawsuit named the Pearland Independent School District, the school's principal, a discipline clerk, and the teacher as defendants. The district in the Houston area has not been responded to the lawsuit, but at the time the incident, the administrator said the administrator mishandled the situation. Really, really, like I'd be kind of curious to see what the logic going through his head was. Damn, dark is. That's probably the extent of it. All right. Whoa, this is weird. Mystery disorder causing Florida Panthers to stumble and fall. It's probably all the meth that they've been pumping in the water. I'm just tossing it out there. Oh, poor kitties. It's probably human doing. Why does Trump want to buy Greenland? I already knew that. Oh, man stabbed in Trafalgar Square, police says. Oh, fuck that. Oh boy, I'm getting groggy. If I'm gonna stream tonight, I best actually wrap this up. I'll make it a nice round hour, which would be great if it was if it was just 1 hour. Yeah, so I'll play some. I'll play some of that game tonight, Alan Wake, which has the same sort of grainy bullshit as you see on screen. And then after that, I will go and stream again on Friday, where I will put this laptop through its paces. And same on Saturday and Sunday. Even if it doesn't work, I'll still, I'll still play on the computer. So it's fine either way. I will also. Come on, use your words, low energy. Use your words. I will also. Oh, I have an idea for a video. I've got to put it together. I know I've said that before and not followed through, but this one's pretty straightforward. I just have to think about the pacing. It has to do with, let's say, it involves cartoon characters. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Probably do that next week. Also, I'm going to be heading up to Sligo in a week or two. As always, to do whatever I do up in Sligo. But then I also could try to stream up there. I'll try to stream on my phone, see if that works. Probably won't, but you never know. Also, I can get more dollars. Yay, dollars. Dollary dues. I'll tell you, anytime I hold dollars, I can't help it. It feels like Monopoly money. It doesn't feel like real money. I can't tell the notes apart just by feeling them. It feels cheap. It's like made out of cotton, isn't it? Paper? Whatever. Jesus Christ. As of late, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but as of late, sometimes if I stare at this too long, it feels like there's a twinge in the back of my neck, like a twig or something is stuck back there. I don't know, it's fucking weird. I'm kind of procrastinating at this point, so I've only got 5 minutes left. Let's see how much I can drink of this in 5 minutes. No point me buying all those cans. Because I've got 12 cans of beer back there. Jesus Christ. No point me buying all them if I'm not going to actually drink them. No, I was thinking earlier what I'll miss about this place the most. And all I keep coming up with, it's mine. But that's a label that can be put on anything. This kind of sucks that, everything comes to an end at some point. So I'm kind of hoping that it'll be scary when I leave. It'll be actually scarier when I come back from America because I'm coming back to no home. I'm not going to get into the details, but suffice to say, when I leave here for the States, I'm leaving here. I might even end up living in the village again. It's one of the cheapest places in the countries, plural. But yeah, if I ever do end up living here, hell, I have a backup plan where I might actually go to Europe. And over there, it's super cheap just to live. Like, it depends where you go in Europe. If you go to live in fucking Switzerland, it's not very cheap. But if you go and live in Serbia or Bulgaria, it's ridiculously cheap. For now, everything is getting super expensive. But I can't live there. Go there. I could chance my arm in the UK again. I haven't gone there in a long while. Or I could just stay here in Ireland and find an apartment, start from scratch. It's gonna be a complicated time, I'll tell you that much. My body wouldn't like me if I swallowed that whole in one go. The gas. Ooh, the gas is doing a number. That's why I called the stream what I did. Yeah, it's going to be abso-fucking-lutely shit when I come back here and there'll be nothing. But saying that, I have 3 months to really think about that. I've got the rest of the year and 3 months. But right now I'm thinking about America first. And then when I come back. And it's going to be scary. But it's also exciting because I've got options. And that's the thing, like, I have real options. And of course, you guys are all going to be there for that. I've got this laptop, I'm getting a new phone. I'm going to keep the old phone, it's turning it into a big camera. You're going to see the journey. You're going to see, hell, I'm technically on the journey right now. I'm saving money, I'm selling shit. I'm making plans with people stateside. Ooh, I'd love to see if all those plans worked out. I really would, but I don't. I can't imagine them all working out perfectly. But if they do, that'd be great. I'd really like that. But if they do, Jesus Christ, that's going to be. I got to save a lot of money. I got to scrim a lot of money. Pull that shit off. Which is why, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, when I stream, that bar down the corner, the stream bar, is there for a reason. I really will appreciate that next year. I won't have the luxury of spending tons of money on anything, really, except for special occasions. When I go up to Buffalo to visit Jay and the like, when I go up to Toronto as well, that's going to be pretty cool. And of course, I'm going to be in New York. I'm not going to enjoy myself there a little bit? Fuck no. Of course I will. And of course, when I get to Ashley and Steve in Omaha, that's going to be a journey in of itself. Fantastic city, though. America underrates Omaha, Nebraska so fucking much. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend it. But hell, you see it firsthand, as well as pretty much everywhere, from one side to the other, and then maybe even as far as Vancouver, and then down through the south if everything works out exactly like according to plan. But I don't know. A year from now, I might be looking back at this video and just going, while I'm living in a homeless shelter, going, Oh, what a fucking idiot! And then the last of the battery on this dies. Or I could be in, you know, some sort of anchor marriage in Illinois. Some girl who just likes the idea of being married to an Irish guy. I can work with that. Not that I would at all suggest it. I'm just saying arrangements can be made. But until the anchor marriages and the homeless shelters and the drug muling and the male prostitution, I have to play Alan Wake. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to head off to do just that. Mail order deal. Something tells me Short Bus would be first on that list, man. Something tells me Short Bus would be very first on that list. Not even just for sex. I don't know what you'd do with me. You'd probably just prop me up against something, throw blankets over me. I don't know. Or you'd ride me senseless. If the money's in it, lie back and think of, I don't know, buy one drink, get another drink free night. There, that's my heaven. Yeah, so right, I think I'm done here. I'll be back in momentarily, just enough to upload, just enough to get everything ready and upload the links and to make sure the game's running fine. We'll be playing Alan Wake, and it will be crappy voices, but fun, because we can make anything fun on this channel if we believe in ourselves enough, especially me. Solely me. Exclusively me. 100 me. Basically, I'm pulling this entire ordeal on my own. But there are people I should give a shout out, and that is, of course, to Honest Red, and as always, to Short Bus, who at this point is like one of the skin tags on my body. He never leaves. And I appreciate him because it's comforting to know he's always there. So, thanks for all watching. I'll see you all in a few minutes, but right now, I need to get the gas out of my system. Jesus Christ, I'm just burping. No. I can't even get decent out of it. This beer, this is proper English beer. This is Belgian beer. This is all right. Well, I'm out of here. See you.